Last one, number 5. This is a short self-check because the last one took a while. So we're solving for C. So step 1 is isolate our radical. And this time it's a cube root. And this is isolated. Okay, so remember on our first step, it was going back right here. If there are 2 radicals, there should be 1 on each side of the equation. So we are there. So check, they're isolated. Step 2, we look at our index, which is 3. That's what this is, those 3's. So we are actually going to cube, take to the power of 3 to each side of the equation. So I have cube root 301 equals cube root 6c squared plus 7. So what happens when I take the power of 3 to a cube root? Those are canceling maneuvers. So the 3 and the cube root, and we're left with just what's underneath. So 301. Same thing over here. Cube and cube root, and we're left with what's just underneath. So I have 301 and 6c squared plus 7. Step 3 is solve. So I have a c squared, which means I'm going to have to take a root. I'm going to try and get this together and see what we get. So I have 301 minus 7, which is 294. And then divide both sides by 6. So 294 divided by 6. Oh, lucky, it worked out. So c squared equals 49. And then to get rid of a square, what do? That's this whole section, right? Squares and square roots are opposite. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So I have c equals plus or minus the square root of 49. Remember that whenever you take a square root, there's a positive answer and a negative answer. And the square root of 49 is 7. If you need to type that in your calculator, you can. But I have 2 answers, positive 7 and negative 7. So now I need to go plug them back in and see if one is extraneous or not. So what you do is you type the left-hand side. So I'm going to go here to functions and all the way to the bottom. There's my cube root of 301. And then on my right-hand side, same thing. Functions all the way to the bottom. Cube root 6c squared plus 7. Now I'm going to replace c with positive 7. Oops. So I have the same thing on the left and right. That means 7 is a solution. What happens if I change it to negative? Nothing changes because we're squaring it. When you square negative, it turns positive. So same. So those are both actually solutions. That means we're going to type them both in. -7, 7.